following program may contain adult themes and language that may not be suitable for all audiences. Listening discretion is advised. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for tuning in to the Minority Men Show, where four hosts shoot the breeze on a number of different topics. They seek to empower and educate by offering their perspective on these topics while providing insight on the male experience. You can check them out on Twitter at Minority Men Show, like them on Facebook, Minority Men Show, or contact them by email, minoritymenshow@gmail, with any questions, comments, or even topics you would like to have them discuss. Now let's join our hosts.
Welcome back to the Minority Men Show. I'm here with the fellas, Victory, Black Thought, and Core, and I am Public. Right now, we talked about a special guest calling in, the soul and R&B singer, Mr. Noel Gourdin. What's up, player? How you doing, sir?
Ain't nothing to it, brother. How you feeling?
I'm blessed, man. Thank you for joining us today.
Absolutely.
Okay. What you doing on the Sunday?
Just getting ready to watch the Patriots tonight, man. We got San Francisco, so
Randy,
I'm down south, and I usually have to watch the games on the computer. So
okay,
it's good that it's Sunday night football, So
you kept your roots. You're still a Patriots fan. For all those who don't know,
man, absolutely.
Mr. Gourdin is from Massachusetts. Big ups.
Yes, from Brockton.
Yes.
Randy Moss gonna eat him up tonight. Noel, watch.
I mean, it's kind of crazy about that because I always pull for Randy, man, because I loved when he was in Boston and playing for the Patriots. So. It's kind of a little mixed emotions, but I always, hope the boys come out on top. So.
Okay. So what's been going on, man? What you been doing lately?
We just finished up with the last date a week ago, being on the road this year. So it's been a good year. Been more busy this year than with this album, and than I was on the first album, which was after my time. So Fresh to Definition, it did really good. I got a lot of love for that album, and it's still happening. So people are still booking me based on what they heard from the last album, which was Fresh to Definition. So it's just been good, man. Been writing, trying to finish up the material for the new album. So it's just been really busy, man, and blessed, and being able to stay out on the road and people that want to continuously hear the music. So that's what it's all about.
That's wonderful, man. That sounds great.
So now, do you normally write all your songs?
I don't write everything. I mean, if a record is good and somebody's presenting it to me and it's dope already, and I don't feel I need to add anything to it because, with me, a good record is a good record. A lot of the times I do feel like putting my pen to the record. So that's just with me and putting down my feeling, and people can tell how I write now. So it's kind of crazy. They're like, you wrote that part, right? Like, yeah, you got that. So you figuring it out now.
So Noel, I mean, for some of our listeners that may not necessarily be familiar with your music, I mean, how would you describe your music to potential fans out there? In terms of your style, your sound.
Right. I would say soulful, very much timeless. I always try to, and it's crazy that one thing that I feel that sets me apart is I always have that spiritual undertone in just about every record that I do. It's not religious, but it's spiritual. You know what I mean? It always has that undertone to it, whether it be chord progressions or ad-libs or anything, something like that. I always tend to put something in there to make you feel it.
Hey, Noel, this is Black Thought here. I was listening to some of your stuff, and I like it a lot. Who are some of your earlier influences? I mean, who did you listen to as a younger man, and how did they affect the way you approach music?
Well, who I listened to, I was always, I'm the youngest of three kids, so my brother used to always play the hip-hop back in the day, the good hip-hop. That's when hip-hop was hip-hop.
Not this nonsense we hear now.
Yeah, man, exactly. It's different, so much different. But then, he used to also play like the New Jack Swing type of music, the Teddy Rileys and the Troops and all of that type of music. So,
nice.
I took a love into that too, the Ready for the Worlds and all of that. So I love that type of music. So, I used to hang with my pop all the time. I mean, all the time. So the music that he was playing was the old soul music. The Tyrone Davis and the Johnny Taylors and the Solomon Burkes, Otis Reddings, Sam Cooke's and music like that. So I took a love into that because it was that type of music, that authentic soul sound that you hear. And it kind of made me smile. I was 5 years old, smiling when records came on and memorizing them. My pops was telling moms, like, something wrong with that boy. Like, this shouldn't be happening. Like, this music's too old. He shouldn't be. He's too young to be feeling this music like this. But, I knew when I wanted to make music that I would kind of mend all of those styles together to come up with my own style, and I've fallen into that niche.
Okay. And Noel, this is Cora. I have a question for you. I know you had said earlier you're on the road a lot. So of all the cities you've been to, what would you say have been your favorite and least favorite cities?
I'd have to say, always Atlanta. Atlanta is always one of my favorites because they really get the music. Down south in Tennessee, I get a lot of love. Like the whole DMV, I have to go with the whole DMV area. It's always giving me nothing but love. The whole,
a lot of love
Virginia,
and support.
Virginia, Baltimore, and DC area.
Yeah.
But my least favorite, it's hard to even say that, man, because wherever I've gone somewhere, it's people that have wanted me there. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Exactly.
Well, I don't mean least favorite, just like of all the cities you've been to, like what's been like if you were to, I don't know, what cities have been like you like it, but not as much as the others.
Well, maybe you want to ask him. Maybe you want to ask him like the experiences he had. What were some of the strangest experiences he's had
That's a good question.
in some cities?
Strangest experience. I don't know, going somewhere and not getting a sound check. I'll show up like 2 hours early, three hours early, and not getting a sound check because a certain act that I'm playing with the whole sound check down.
Okay.
There was one time I think I was in DC. I was with Angie Stone, and my band that I was playing with wasn't even there. They showed up like,
wow.
Let me see, before the doors opened, they showed up like 15 minutes before that. But luckily that it was a bunch of people that I'd already known from New York, and they're just monsters, and we knocked out a sound check in like 5 minutes, like running through joints. And I mean, I'd have to say that was one of the strangest feelings because, I mean, first of all, when you go into a city and you don't have your own band, but you're playing with somebody else, you already have that, I hope they're right. I hope they get it down. They've been rehearsing. But to get there and not have a sound check and you don't even know who it is, 5 minutes before or 10 minutes before the doors open to knock out a sound check in 5 minutes was kind of crazy.
Hey, Noel, this is public. What or who drives you to continue to sing?
I'd have to say my family, my moms and my pops, and all my family. I just love to see them if they go. We all have hardships, so if we ever run into hardships, and they can pick up the phone and call me, and that feels good. But it's also my fans to know that I don't even call them fans really. I call them supporters because they're the ones that support me in such a way that it makes it possible for me to do what I'm doing for a living. So, but definitely my family and my supporters because I'm blessed by God to be able to make music for a living, and to go out on the road and sing in front of folks that pay to see us artists perform our records that touch people's hearts. So I'd have to say my family, God, and my supporters, definitely, most definitely.
Cool. Noel, this is Victory here. So, I mean, back to what you were mentioning earlier about your style of music, how you blend a lot of your earlier influences of the classic soul with kind of a modern feel. And you do a pretty good job of it, too, because I've had the privilege of listening to a few of your tracks, man, and I got to say I really enjoy your music. It's very refreshing. It's a nice sound, man. You're a very talented young man doing your thing, man, and I got to applaud you for that. But my question is, I mean, we live in an age now where, the music industry is really putting on a pedestal and giving a lot of attention to individuals that may not necessarily possess a lot of talent. And, of course, the music itself sounds a lot different. A lot of it's really over-manufactured and, real clubby, and it's kind of lacking a lot of that real, genuine soul to it, a lot of which I think you bring to the music game. So, I mean, how do you compete, in terms of, with the mainstream artists who are, garnering a lot more success, but they may not necessarily, have the type of talent that you possess, and the type of sound that you have? Like, how do you compete with the more clubby tracks that are out there?
Well, I don't look at it as trying to. I don't feel I want to even try to compete. So the thing that I try to do is continue the level of quality of music that I make, and my team is, we're just really standing behind that. We take that